What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as you guys can see, we're going to be working on the daily G again. We have quite a list of things to do to this car. Last we left off, we did the coilovers. Shout out to Max Speeding Rods for that. Coilovers so far, I haven't had any issues. Like I said, definitely a bigger upgrade than what the first generation coilovers were. So far, so good. No complaints on that. But what we are going to be doing is getting alignment, and we're taking the ECU finally to Specialty Z to get the knots removed and the exhaust timing part removed from, because this was an original rev up motor. Now it has a non-rev up, so we're gonna get that deleted so we can get rid of the check engine lights. We have the cats stock exhaust, so the car should be running perfect after that. And I do have the slip and VDC light on as well, because I think the alignment was way off when I put the steering column back on, so we need to fix that as well. But for right now, alignment, you can see that one has the toe in, and this one has the toe out, and this one has a slightly bigger tire than the rest, so that's why it's causing some rubbing issues. But we ended up polishing the car as well over the weekend, and the car looks amazing. Besides the trunk, I did not do the trunk because we're going to be putting the carbon trunk from Ruby, the original TG Works trunk, onto this car. And the whole reason we're going to be doing that is because for Ruby right here, we do have a new carbon trunk. So we're going to be finished taking the wrap off this full carbon TG Works trunk, and it doesn't matter because we're going to be putting this new carbon VIS trunk on Ruby. So we're going to be popping this one off. Ruby definitely needs some love, but we'll get her up and running soon. All right, we are here at Specialty Z. Brought the ECUs. Rudy has to do an ECU, and I brought the one for the Black G to get the nuts removed so the car runs a little bit better and without having all the codes on. So 300Zs for days. This was right-hand drive, R32. Very nice twin turbo. Here we are, front office, Specialty Z. So, you want to explain what?
So we got your ECU, bench flashed it using uprev, NATS is deleted, and we also, because you're going to a non-rev up engine, we got rid of all the exhaust cam timing controls and everything like that. So you're good to throw this bad boy in and get you fired up.
And there we have it. For all your tuning needs, said Specialty Z. All right, so we got Specialty Z sweaters right here. AJ with a Z, Mercs with a Specialty Z sweater.
I'm about to put mine on.
Rudy how to put his on. This thing. Let's close the gate, but damn, look at this thing. Looks so damn good. With the stock OEM sport bumper. Yeah. I think I want to keep this thing black for a little while. But let's head out, get this alignment done, fix this toe. Alright, car's here at MTW. About to get its alignment and fix the crack on the front barrel. Damn, she look good. Alright, so back at the shop, we went out for a drive. And while we were at the gym, we worked out and everything was fine until we headed out, and we ended up with the donut. So rear barrel ended up cracking because of low air, so it had to crack. We drove it with very little air pressure and the tire debeaded, and yeah, turns out it was a barrel. So we have a brand new rear barrel, and right now we just came back from the tire shop to get the tire removed, and now I'm going to be replacing this rear barrel. So you guys can see it has a crack right here, this line right here. Technically you should be able to weld it, but I don't want to risk it anymore trying to drive around with a crack. So Literally, you can see it right here. Look at that giant crack. And normally when it's like a vertical crack, it's kind of easier to fix. But when it's a horizontal crack like this, it tends to kind of like just keep breaking apart. So I'd rather just not risk it. And here we have it, brand new barrel. So rebuild the wheel real quick, silicone it, and then we'll get new tires on the car. All right, so on our way to gym, but making a quick pit stop right here. Right there. And so we're heading to the gym, but a quick stop right here. George's GTR is here. Yes, sir. All right, so it's the weekend. We got Rudy down here letting me know that we have what?
Yeah, a ton of oil. I already cleaned a lot of it. Look, drips, drips, drips everywhere. Look, drip, drip, drip.
Yep. So there's been a lot of tranny fluid leaking from the tunnel area because Rudy says the seal that goes where the the drive shaft goes.
The tail shaft seal in here.
So that one went bad, and it's literally been slowly leaking. And since it's on the drive shaft, leaking onto the drive shaft.
Well, I don't know about slowly leaking. This looks like it's been pretty fucked.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then since going down the drive shaft just spreads it out all over the tunnel area right here, and onto the exhaust. As you guys can see that, this brace is covered in oil now, all the way back here and further back, and literally all over in this area right here. So Rudy's gonna swap out that real quick.
Swap the seal out.
Yeah. Hey, wait, damn.
That shit flew off.
Yep. There we have it. Old one is out.
God damn, that shit is crazy. It was leaking.
So it's literally the next day after fixing the transmission seal in the back where the drive shaft goes. And it's in the morning still. It's still barely 9:30 a.m. Having my coffee because not gonna let this ruin my day. But let's go rescue my car. Stuck on the side of the freeway. Alright, pulling up. I see my car right there. All right, so here we are. I was able to get the cap off, and you can hear the pump not prime. So I'm gonna check the fuel pump, make sure everything's connected right, and hopefully the car starts. So weirdly enough, the car just started on its own. The fuel pump started working again, very randomly. So right now we're just gonna drive it back to the shop, have a spare fuel pump right here, so we're gonna still swap it out regardless because I don't want this to be an issue anymore. All right, so we made it back to the shop just fine. I do want to replace the fuel pump regardless. For some reason now it was driving perfectly fine, but when we were on our way to Santa Barbara right now, it died. Previously it had died once the same way, but that was due because it didn't have gas, and it doesn't read the gas properly. It was showing that I had half a tank that time, and it turned out the gas tank was completely empty. So I think from running that pump dry, it's starting to fail. So before it leaves me stranded further away from the shop, I'd rather get that fixed right now. So I'm just gonna swap out that fuel pump just to get it right. So apart from, little hiccups here and there, the car is running perfectly fine now. But car so far. Engine swap, color match, wheels, coilovers, alignment, and we are going to be doing new lower control arms, swap out all the bushings, basically what I have done to Ruby right here. But I think it might be time to put the air suspension on this thing, because you know I'm tired of scraping. I could see why I went airbags on Ruby when I first did that, and I'm trying to put a motor dyno on this thing, maybe. And if I do that, I don't want to be scraping on motor dyno because those exhausts are really expensive. But I want this thing to sound good, but not, you know, destroy the exhaust every time I hit a dip or something like that. So it might be time to go airbags on this thing. But we also do have the new wrap color for this car. Shout out to Car Wraps Online. They sent me a full roll, so you guys will see what color we wrap Ruthie in. So stay tuned for that. And we do have a Nismo bumper right there for this car as well. So maybe we'll leave the sport bumper on for a little while longer. It all depends on how this car will look once we have bags on it. But I do want to roll the fenders. I'm tired of scraping. You hear it scrape here and there, but that's kind of how it is when you stance out a car. Look at that. So I'm tired of seeing my car getting this torn apart. We are going to be putting a carbon trunk next as well. But like I said, more things to come on this car. First off, let me just swap out that fuel pump and the car will be 100%. But again, thank you guys for always supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.